Yes, you are. Right, good evening everyone. This evening's job is hub seals. Well, the driver's side rear hub seal again. Unfortunately, it's still leaking, but we have Dad remembered that we needed Loctite with which to do it. So that's my job this evening. Unfortunately, Dad is not joining us this evening, but my boss, the amazing man he is, has said we can borrow a ramp at work to do this, so let's get it on. This evening's going to be fueled by Coca-Cola. Got our Loctite, which is Loctite 574. I believe it's an orangey colour, and we're just going to check our oil as well. So I've already broken off the wheel nuts, so we're going to start those again, get those off, and then we will crack on with getting everything off. Pull this up. Millie has got a new toy. We went and got a specific 27mm socket to stay on the breaker bar in the Land Rover, so that if we ever need to change the tyre out and about, we have it. I used to own a Fiesta, so these are a lot bigger than what I'm used to. And one more than normal than I'm used to. Good old Ford Fiesta was a 4-stud. The old Fiesta was a 1-litre EcoBoost, but I kept getting annoyed with the technology and stuff like that, so it was time to let it go, which helped fund the dream of electric Land Rover. I know we don't have to take the wheel off to do this, but gives me a better view on things. So I've taken her out a gear and left the handbrake off. So we've got our 5-wheel studs, and then we've got to take these 5 off once I've got the cap off. So I'm going to get what us Guernsey people call a matai, which is a hammer, and we'll bash that off, and then we'll get cracking. Sorry about the big orange glove. Right. Nice soft face hammer. Might need a screwdriver. Nice little leverage. Use one of the studs to work it off. all of this wouldn't be possible without the help of the boys and girls at Brookwell supplying the bits. And that rubber going to be bigger. Look at that. So those are a 17. And we're going to need that. We're going to need an extension. Probably are going to need an extension. Sorry about the background noise, but we've got the cleaners in tonight. I have no idea what the torque settings for these are, but last time we did it, we just did it FT. Round it off my view. Oh, there we go. So. Done that one, done that one, done that one, done that one. Okay. Right, let's get these off. I need some third clip pliers. Right, last time I did this, the shaft escaped on me. I've got some Scotch pipe pads this evening to clean up the surfaces. The reason I wanted to put it on the ramp because last time the shaft escaped on me, I ended up with a Land Rover on my foot, which, as you can imagine, being a ton of art, wasn't very pretty. What we might do is, while we've got her in the air, we might whip the front wheels off and just have a look at the brake. Good look here because it's a bit squeaky. I don't know about you, but anyone's like me, I don't like squeaky brakes. Anyway, our list of faults is growing again. Over the weekend, we have lost the horn and the high beam flashes. Still got our indicators, still got our high beams. We just don't have the horn, which was a triumph when it started working, because it didn't when we first got it. Yeah. Thanks to cleaning up the chassis and the axles, that's our next bit. Let's see if we can get this off without breaking anything massively. clean that up, and replace that, and put some liquid gasket on there as well. So, first thing first, brake cleaner. When we did this the first time, we were doing it with a quite good spray can, so we had to make do with punctured can and a brush. So this is going to be done so it's quicker, I hope. And hopefully we get the sorry, kiddie joke. Sorry, you actually do that. That's rubbish. Alright, so we'll clean that up. Get some more wire. Probably a bad idea putting all this on YouTube because the boss is going to see exactly what I've been using. As I said, teens are in tonight, so they're making a bit of noise. So I'll clean this up, so I'm just going to put some brake cleaner on the rag and go around and get it clean up. And then we'll use a Scotch-Brite pad to just go around and get rid of any shit and grime. But the good news is, with the handbrake off, you can spin the wheel round and you don't have to worry about debris getting in because you can spin it and everything will drop off the bottom, hopefully. There we go. Maybe get to, I don't know, almost. Yep. I'll give you a close-up in a minute. Once I've cleaned up the surface. And what we'll do is we'll use some brake cleaner again. And we'll just go around and clean up the surfaces. Make sure there's nothing left on them. I can get in there and cause us trouble. And hopefully, there we go, shaft back in. So, that's that surface all cleaned up. Once we've got the hob back on, I'll probably give the rest of it a blast with brake cleaner and get some of that crud off and see how we get on. Right, inside. We're doing you would have thought that the residual liquid gasket on the hubs would have been a clue, but it's been a while since me and Dad have done one of these. If you remember the story, he had a 1984 2-litre TDI Defender, and that's one of the reasons I wanted Millie, because we had some good memories with that vehicle, and he's not getting any younger. His health is failing him sadly, so we need to make some memories. Especially when Mum had a heart attack earlier this year. That helped me realise that life is short and there's no point having regrets. So this year's been a busy year, you know. Me and my partner moved in together, only into a Mum and Dad's house while I helped her Dad renovate the wing for his mum, and then once that's all done, and then Sophie will take over the house she's in, and yeah, so Millie's on her second address already in Guernsey. Yeah, so it's been a bit of a busy year so far. It's also my first full year in my new role. I started, was it July last year, I think it was. So, you know, big changes all around. Sophie's also started a new job. So, we've got big changes all over the place. I better give Sophie a shout because she is going to be a Land Rover widow. Sorry, baby. But I did warn you when I told you I was getting a Land Rover. Right. Now we've got to see how this stuff works. There's a cap on it. No cap on it. Oh, there it is, isn't it? Okay. Groovy. Right. Let's get some of this on, shall we? Ah, there we go. Right, so I'm guessing we'll do a bead around. We'll go around the bolt holes as well, and I'll show you once I've done this, I suppose. Right. I'll tell you what, this stuff is not cheap. For 2 bottles, because I thought it'd be clever and get 2. It's like 65 quid. Which is all well and good, but
pay anything to, so Millie doesn't have to leak, but Land Rover ownership shouldn't be expensive really. Well, any vehicle ownership is expensive, isn't it really? So, especially when you keep getting oil dripping out. Right, now what we'll do is we'll put the new paper gasket on. I'm sweating buckets, and I think I got 4 of these. Yes, I did. We'll put that on there like that, so that can get all nice and sealed up. Make sure. There we go. I like that. Probably shouldn't, but the gasket says "Made in England." When was the last time you saw anything say that? I'll tell you what. Compared to pumping axle fluid, this isn't too bad. Problem is, you don't want to put too much on it, because you don't want it squirting out the sides, but then again, you also want a decent seal, and me being first time doing this solo, I don't want to cock it up. Right, so what we'll do is we'll put that back in. That back in. That back in. I don't know if any of you follow me and Millie on Instagram, but I made Millie a friend the other day. We were walking around our local toy shop, and because me and Sophie are Lego nuts, and we happened to come across, or I happened to come across, a yellow Land Rover by Lego, and I have to say, it was quickly built. Should I have put the clip on first? I probably should have done. Sugar. Sugar. I forgot my lesson from last month. So, what I forgot, like an idiot, is that the star is too far in the hub. So I need to put the circuit on before I bolt this up. Travel like that. Do we trust the chance? Let's put another load on here. People are gonna probably look at this and think what a pleb, but I have no real great experience with maintaining cars. 9 times out of 10 I got my garage to service the Fiesta. So, but I used to have a Focus, which I used to do most of the work myself, but they didn't have things like this to do. Come on. Bugger. There's that pry bar. Didn't want to do that. Fuck's sake. Oops, excuse me. Excuse my friend. I think I really budged this up, ladies and gentlemen. But we shall see. We shall see. I'm either going to have a leaky hob in the morning, or I'm going to have a dry one. The good news, I've got 2 more attempts. And then I have to go back to Brookwells and say, I cupped up. Can you send me some more? The reason I'm doing this tonight rather than with Dad is me and Millie will be in town on the weekend. If you live in Guernsey, that we will be at the Liberation Monument between 9 and 11, I want to say. Collecting for the Royal British Legion of Guernsey. As we all know, Millie is a military veteran. Unfortunately, the closest I get to military service is the fact that I spent over 20 years with the Guernsey Marine Cadets, Royal Marine Cadets I should say. Which was some of the best time of my life, because we've got to go away, we've got to do blank firing, we've got to do live firing, got to learn all about the Royal Marines. We recently had their 361st birthday on the 28th of October. So, yeah, it's been a long passion of mine to be in the military, but unfortunately, me to be. So what we'll do is we'll do this last. And we'll get a wine pot, I think. There is a lot of crop in here. I don't know if I should have done this before or after I cleaned her. I've got to give her a bath, so I might avoid this wheel. Tonight, what's the time? 10 to 7, 10 to 6. So what we might do is we might get her down on the ground, talk her up. Got to grease some bits first. That is the hubble back together. Fingers crossed it doesn't leak. I'll fill the cap with grease to help. I stupidly cleaned all the grease out of the handbrake, so I just want to. She wobbled. I just want to go back under there and re-lube that up, which is up there. So if you can find a torch, hopefully. So we want to lube up this bit here. So I'll give it a quick look. We've got oil leaks from the gearbox. I think it comes from there. What I'll do is I'll give her a clean up, and stand by, you go in the widescreen. Nope. Anyway, so I'll give her a clean up, and we'll go from there. Probably should have put some cloth down, but oh well. So you go. Let's get a cloth. We'll get that wipe down. We'll get rid of all of this. And then hopefully we can see where those leaks are coming from next time we come under Millie. Remember, if you got any questions about Millie and her military service, all you gotta do is ask. And I'll do my best to find out for you. And yes, I did just hit my head on the ramp. Because unfortunately, my spatial awareness isn't great at the moment. Sorry. So yeah, unfortunately, I've been condemned with the lurgy. Hence why I'm sweating like anything. Try and get some of that in the top there. I'll tell you what, there's some worrying ways grease comes out. It quite literally looks like a bum hole. I know. Kids might find that very, very funny, but it's also a little bit concerning. Whoop. Get that all up in there. Right. Get these gloves off, and I'll show you where. Put some grease. Oh, we need the lid, won't we? Wow. If you're here with me now, you've been with me for 37 minutes, so we've just lubed up that because I cleaned it out the other day when I was under here, and it's made the damn thing rattle. So I'll put that back on tray for the techie. There we go. So I think we'll drop it down now, put the wheel back on, and then we'll be going out to give her a bath. Whoops. One thing I did find out while when me and Dad put the non-standard NATO hitch on, if you see that, that's the exhaust hanger. The exhaust hanger is supposed to be bolted to the crossmember, but because the crossmember is so crusty, somebody has filled it with mastic or something to make it pass MOT, I'm guessing, but gas job all the same. So yeah, this is our civilian NATO. So we got the ball hitch here, so we can tow normal civvy trailers, and then you got the ring point port here, so we can tow Frankie or any other ring trailers or NATO military trailers. So yeah, got to remember to put the wheel back on before we go too low. Right, so I was going to put the spare on the back because it's a similar colour to the others, but I have found out that it is not got as much tread on it, hence the spare. So me being me and my amazing plans, we're going to give the wheel a clean up with using the amazing wipes, and see what it comes up like, and hopefully once all the axle oil is off, we can get it on the vehicle and it will look semi-decent. So yeah, this is the wheel in question. As you can tell, it's a lot, I don't know if you can tell from the video, but it's a lot paler than the other Wolf wheels on the Land Rover, which I'm guessing is down to the fact that I think it used to be the spare. I can't guarantee that it was, but we've got to get it all nice and clean for remembrance. Although she's not taking part in any parade, but I would like a to look her best, if you know what I mean. I've got a Royal British Legion flag to go up on the radio masts. I've got a Guernsey flag to go up on one of the radio masts. And then we're going to put Union flag bunting from Dormira to Dormira, going around the back of Millie to just make her look a little bit patriotic, especially seeing that whoever did the last paint job on her, I'm guessing military, they covered up Union Jack, sorry, the Union flag. It's only a Jack when it's on a boat. Up with paint, but God knows why you do that. You know? Guernsey got a bit of bad news. Apparently, I don't know if it's political or whatever, Prince Andrew is contemplating moving to Guernsey. I was like, well, sorry, Andrew Windsor Mountbatten or whatever he's called. I was like, could be interesting. I'm quite lucky in the fact that even as just a cadet force, I got to serve Her Majesty. Which is a real big honour. I know not many people are royalists and stuff like that, and since King Charles has been on the throne, I can't say I have been much of a royalist of late, but I still love the country I was born into. Yes, I have a bit more loyalty towards Guernsey, but England was and is still the Hill family country, so you know, a part of me still has a place for England in my heart, especially Essex, where I was born, but yeah, life is a weird one. Right, let's get all this oil off the back of the wheel hub. I know I'm rambling a bit, but the other family history of the military would be the fact that I had my dad's dad serve in, did his national service. He was a driver, turned around the big searchlight. My granddad on my maternal side, he actually served in World War II. He was Black Watch to begin with. Well, let's start at the beginning. He was Royal Guernsey Militia to begin with, before 1939. And then when they decided to demilitarise the Channel Islands, he went to the Black Watch,
I actually have been to the Black Watch Museum and found him in their records, which was really cool. Then he was injured. The story is that he took a German grenade to the head and was injured out. He wasn't injured out. Wrong word choice. He was reassigned to the Hampshire Regiment. I haven't actually spoken to the Hampshire Regiment regarding him, but I do need to. Yeah, while he was serving in the British Army, he met my grandma, who was in the Land Army, the Women's Land Army, I should say, and yeah, that's the military history of my family. Apparently we've got some other bits and bobs kicking around. Nothing really corroborated, and in recent history I would have been the first one to go back into military service if my knee hadn't gone out on me in Herberite, but unfortunately can't help these things, can you? And it wasn't meant to be, so I came back to Guernsey, all deflated and everything. Went back into my cadet work, took a few years off when I moved to England to be with my daughter and her mum. But yeah, that's me and my military connection in a nutshell. Let's put these down here and we'll give them a blast off. Let's break here, break here. Right, there's that one. Here's a question for you. I've seen quite a few military spec landies rocking around with red wheel nuts. Is that something we should do to Millie? Or do we paint them black and keep them like that? Opinion would be appreciated. Now I've just got to find a bloody stud. Oh, there it is. A couple of outlets. Put one there. And one there. Do that thing tight. So for those of you who never really worked on a vehicle and are thinking about it, or just watching this channel for giggles at somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing, or learning on the job, learning on the fly, a good thing to do is to do your wheel nuts up diagonally. That way you've got equal pressure going around the wheel, and you walk the wheel onto the hub, and you get a better fix in theory. So always do them up as tight as you can while on the wheel, in the air if you've got it. So if you're doing it on the side of the road, as tight as you can. Now, according to the military, Millie's wheel nuts are supposed to be torqued up to 170 Newton meters, which, being in a garage, we will be able to do. And then we've got to fill the cap with grease. Put it down on the floor in a minute. Okay, so I'm wobble on that. We'll drop it down. Ding, 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 ding. Voila, torque wrench. $70. Right, we'll go for that. We'll put Millie's new toy socket on there. And we'll hopefully put the handbrake on. That's one. Remember, like I said, diagonally. Two. Three. Oh, four. One. Two. Just go around and check them all. Three. 4, 5. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll retard that off. Go down to 60 Newton meters. And we'll find our 17. Where's our big 17? My 17? That's an 18. My 17? Yes. And we will need you don't know if they should be 60 newton meters, but anybody remember if the Haynes Bailey's got torque settings? Top dead center, thermostat, tailgate, gaskets, tyre pressures. Would it be under hubs maybe? We need to go under hubs. Half shaft, horns, hub assembly. 9.3 to 9.11. Come past it. One retaining bolt. And talk to specified torque, see chapter 10. Front disc, rear drums, target drum diameter, maximum wear, tabs. This doesn't help. Handbrake bracket, heavy duty steel wheels, road wheel nuts, rear wheel cylinder nuts, road wheels, right, okay, so we'll go to 60 for all of them, sort it. And then how do we get on 100? We'll leave that at that, I think. So we've got the wheel on, we've got the hub back together, we've made up a torque setting for the hub. What's next? What we do need to do is we need to put the spare wheel back onto the bonnet and clean up after ourselves. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking out for the hour if you stayed with me. And hopefully, cross your fingers for me, that stays dry. See you next time.